Hi everybody, this is the Baseball HUD, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, HUD, and welcome back to another visit to the insane asylum known as WFAN.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha, they're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha, to the funny fun.
And welcome back to the Baseball HUD 3, and hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button so as we get further along away from the nervous hospital known as WFAN, some of the former residents, some of the former patients there are starting to do good. They're not doing so badly. And obviously, Brandon Tierney has been doing pretty good. There's some sort of news out there about him. Again, he's using all his contacts within the media to grow his influence. I don't understand why they couldn't do this before this. And I will mention this again. I know people watch the hosts. Give you some advice to some of the hosts on the weekend. Start building your influence outside of the WFAN. Why be a backup to and wait forever, wait 20 years to get a job like Salicata that didn't get it? You don't want to do that, okay? You want to be able to do your own thing. You don't want to be trapped in some overnight on the weekends and have nothing going on the side for yourself because they pull the rug from underneath you or they put you in a prime spot and remove the rug underneath you. They did to Salicata and Brandon Tierney. You don't want to be, having to scramble. I don't know why they weren't doing stuff before that. And they knew they were done. But anyway. Brandon Tierney's built himself a channel. He's got close to 15,000 subscribers. Not bad. But as I said, he has a big influence because he was on the radio. People know him. And this thing about him getting let go from WFAN was a big drama. It was a big drama. But now he's starting to ask around and ask for help. His last show at WFAN, he had Alex Rodriguez on, so it tells you he's got a lot of connections. There's no reason for any of these guys to be hanging around WFAN hoping that they get the best spots. Enough of that. But here's from Bad Media. Brandon Tierney to be featured on Fox News, One Nation with Brian Kilmeade. Ugh, Brian Kilmeade, anti-Trumper. Brian Kilmeade, can it be any more annoying little munchkin than that guy? The perils, costs, misinformation, and pressures facing young athletes and the impact on families and society is, in general, going to be great. Former WFAN patient Brandon Tierney is set to, a.k.a. the Coconut Head, is set to return to national television next weekend. The longtime sports media personality, revealed he's set to contribute an upcoming youth sports feature airing on One Nation with Brian Kilmeade on Fox News. Tierney shared the news in a Facebook post, announcing he's taping a segment examining the current youth sports landscape, with a focus on the financial, emotional, and societal pressures increasingly placed on young athletes and their families. The feature will air next Sunday as part of the network's weekend programming slate. Now, I would mention, can't forget about social media, how strong it is. People will want to get the edge and your host trying to influence people, which is not a good thing sometimes. Most of the time, actually. Really excited to contribute to One Nation. The Coconut posted on Facebook, the perils, costs, misinformation, and pressures facing youth athletes and the impact on families and society in general. Gonna be great. Sounds boring. Best known to New York audiences for his years as a host at WFAN, Tierney has remained active in media and public discourse since getting let go, told to hit the pound sand, hit the bricks junior, departing the station in December. Tierney has built his own digital platform via YouTube and has been making frequent contributions to other programs. Tells you how far back media is, bad media is. They don't understand going on different channels. And it's funny when I hear people say, they got podcasts. I don't consider doing stuff on YouTube a podcast. It's not how I look at it. According to Tierney's post, the segment will address several issues shaping youth athletics today. These include rising participation costs, misinformation around player development, and pressure to specialize early. The topics have drawn increasing attention from parents, educators, and media outlets. Youth sports continue to evolve into a high-stakes environment for many families. Tierney's perspective is shaped by decades in sports media and first-hand observations of how youth athletics have changed. While sports radio traditionally focuses on professional leagues, youth sports discussions have moved into mainstream news coverage. The shift reflects their broader societal impact. Doesn't WFAN have that really boring show on Sundays? Where the guy comes on for like an hour and talks about youth sports and says the same thing every week? What the hell is the name of that show? I'm sure if you're a viewer of the channel, can you remind me of Bob Wolf? Was it Bob Wolf? Yeah, Bob Wolf. Boring show. Same topic every week. Same shit, different day. Same shit every Sunday. It's basically what it was. Basically what it is. Is it still on? I don't even know. But this is what the Coconut Head is doing. This is, like I said, this is just a way to sort of, again, keep you updated on these clowns. On these hosts that are no longer at WFAN. And like I said, they're better off just being on their own. I mean, this guy's doing great. You know, same thing with Spaz. Spaz is doing great too. You know, if you don't know who Spaz is, that's Sal Licata. Everybody has a nickname here at the here at the hut. Everybody has a nickname here at the hut. I'll say it right. From an even Evan, from the icon, emphasis on the con, Craig Carton, the Psycho Killer, Chris McMonagle, the Coconut Head, and Brandon Tierney, Spaz Licata. And I'm sure there's some other names I can think of. So I'll keep you up to date, especially if you're a Brandon Tierney fan. All kidding aside, you know, I have no personal animus towards anyone at the radio station known as WFAN except for Joe Benigno. Joe Benigno I do not like. I never liked him. He's a carnival act. Very much in similar mode as Frank Fleming. And if you notice, he has said nothing, folks, about the moves the New York Mets have made since he basically said he was traumatized about a month ago, talking about Pete Alonso not being here and bringing up Tom Seaver. Like, it was 50 years ago, dude. You're so traumatized about Tom Seaver getting traded because he wasn't getting more money from the Mets. Get a life. You know. But anyway, this is another video talking about some of the residents or former patients of the insane asylum nervous hospital known as WFAN.
They're coming to take me away, ha ha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, ha ha, to the funny fun.